Hello everybody, I am Tristan Dinnerman. I'm working together with Kenny Class on our ECET 311 Arduino project, which basically you will see pass up here onto the screen now. What we've done is created a Arduino-based labyrinth, which has 45 different maze possibilities, all connected with prompts from a LCD screen for the user. We have a dot display to give the user a better idea of the maze that they're using, the joystick so the user can actually manipulate the maze themselves, as well as a real-time clock to track your own time. And we also have some Bluetooth connectivity so the user can be comfortable communicating with our device from the comfort of their own phone. So, if you'll give me just a brief moment to send some code as well as hook up some wires, we'll be right on our way with this demonstration. So here you're looking at the LCD screen that you'll be prompted with in a moment. We're just waiting for our code to upload, which there you see it starting to. We greet the user and it asks you to enter your name. So let me just hook up our serial connections so that way the Bluetooth connectivity runs smoothly. Just hook this up here and this wire up to here. There we go. So if we go over to our phone, which is currently connected via Bluetooth, as I said before, my name is Tristan, so I'm going to send it my name so I can run the maze. So let me send that in. Okay, so we get hello Tristan, it greets me, it asks me for which maze we're going to play. We're going to do maze number 9 today for sake of the demonstration. So if I type in a number 9 onto my Bluetooth module, I press OK, it sends it. It lets me know that I selected maze number 9 and it was a good choice, because in case something happens where you type in something incorrectly, per se, you type in 54 instead of 45, you know, it's a invalid selection and it will let you know and it'll bring you back to the beginning. For the sake of this demonstration, we are obviously ready to start. We could say no and it would obviously go back to the beginning, but in our case we want to actually see the maze operate, so we're going to send it a Y. So in this case, we go to our Bluetooth module, you type in right, and you go over to, you press Y, you send it by pressing OK, you press OK, and it says excellent. So as we can see, it displays your name that you gave it, the maze in which you selected, and then now it's prompted for one last function. It wants to know if you're ready to start. The main thing is the fact that it will not start until the user is in fact ready to run the maze. So main thing we have to consider is that, is the user ready? So I give them that option to send the user, send a 1 through the Bluetooth module to the Arduino to let it know it's going to start. So now if you just give me a brief moment, I'm going to fade over so that way we can get our camera set up so you can see the whole apparatus in motion. So give me one brief moment. Notice is the light is a little bright from our dot display, but we're not going to be focusing on that at the moment, because what I can do now is that now that our maze is operational, now keep in mind, as I said, we've got 45 different mazes available. Let me just show you guys. We've got inside our maze, we've got multiple different walls that can potentially be moved for each one of the differences, and we can move any number of these walls into position so that they can move. We've got our metal ball bearing, which is going to be our object that we're moving through the maze. But I want you guys to focus in on this wall right here, because that is the wall that moved when we were ready to start, when we typed in maze number 9. Maze number 9 is all walls are down except for this guy right here. Basically, that's the concept that the maze is customizable to the way that you are looking to run it, and so it also gives you options to play it differently every single time. So let me just get over here. We're going to set up our camera here so we have some freedom of motion. let me go back into my Bluetooth module, which I'll actually show you guys now so you can see how it operates. Let me see, is that going to focus on the screen? It probably isn't. It's probably too bright. Let's see, is it going to focus? Hey, there we go. So this is our Bluetooth module that we've been running with here so far. Come on, focus please. There we go. So as we see there, you've got an R, W, and N. So you've got a read, write, and neutral function. So if I actually press that W, it brings up a prompt for how this maze works. So it brings up a prompt asking you, oh, come on, stop focusing. There we go. So it asks you what text you want to send to the Arduino itself. It's just too bright for this thing, isn't it? There we go. So I can obviously type a 1 for the maze to run. And once I do that, come on, send it. Come on. Come on. There we go. Oh. There we go. All I have to do is hit that OK button, and the Arduino will know to start. So if I press a 1 and send it, as you notice, our maze is now ready to run. Before, if I moved this joystick right here, nothing would have happened. But now, the fact that I've got the joystick and I've told it that I'm ready to run, let me just show you that the timer is in fact running now that we've actually sent it. So we've got our maze over here, which is the basic concept of what we're looking at. That's just way oversaturated, unfortunately. And we've got our maze timer, which is in fact running. As you can see the timer running on the screen there for you guys when you guys run the maze. The last part of this is the fact that the actual board does tilt from here. We have our joystick, which obviously the X and Y orientation. We have the X and Y orientations, and obviously we have our 4 directional motions as well. I can show you that now. As we move our apparatus around with the joystick, it will move around accordingly. So if we give that some motion, some spin, we obviously can move the ball that's inside the apparatus, which is right over here at the moment. So if we can move it around a little bit, I'll get the camera around and I can show you guys. So inside of the maze, we've got our metal ball bearing that's now over there. And if I kind of get this, let me see if I can get this in a position where you guys can actually see everything. That actually might work. So let's go from here. So if we take our maze, we start to move it around, we obviously can start to move the ball in the directions that we want. Which it can actually prove to be difficult sometimes, depending on how you guys get skilled with this thing. It is sometimes very difficult to actually maneuver. Then again, it is the first project, first go around, so maybe we can make some adjustments later on, and there most likely will be updates to this video. Alright, so we got into the second level now. We were in the outside, as you saw maybe on the dot display. You don't have this outer track run, but it's so that you guys know which wall that you're running. So the thing is, if we kind of just slowly move our ball around, oh, we went the wrong way. Sometimes it gets stuck, but I'm not too worried about that right now. Let's get this over here so we get stop getting stuck. Okay, so it's really going to do it again. Yeah, it did it again. It did it again. By Jove, it did it. All right, let me just move this around over here. It's going to do it again. Stop that. I don't have a free hand that I normally would have. That's basically the way this maze operates. So the thing is, you can relatively move the ball in whichever direction you're going to need. Unfortunately, some things do get stuck and we need to get some kinks worked out here. But this is our Arduino project in essence, that basically what would happen is that you're looking to get the ball into the center, which would, to be honest, be almost a monetized YouTube video, where we could actually run it for 10 minutes, because that's probably how long it would even take me to run this thing. Let's see if we can get anything. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this one in there, guys. So at the moment, that is the basic essence behind our Arduino moving platform and maze. Let me just pop this bad boy back up here so we have our camera perch. And let me get this moved again. There we go. And so, as it is when you're running the maze, the last thing you would have to do, obviously, is stop the maze. So, in order to do that, if we go back into our BLE scanner, which is still connected, if we go back into, let me see, if we go back into our write function, the last function that it needs, obviously, is something to tell it to stop. The way I have this run is if I go into my text and I type a 0, let me see if that'll actually come up now. I type in a 0 and I hit OK, it stops the maze. Obviously now I can't move it anymore because I stopped it. And as you see up on the screen here, our timer has stopped. It is no longer running. We ran the maze for 4 minutes and 30 seconds. We were unsuccessful in getting the ball into the middle of the maze, but that would have been a lot more fun. And some minor tweaking is still needed for this maze, but that is our project. I hope everyone has enjoyed. This has been Tristan Dinnerman, along with Kenny Class, working on our ECET Arduino project, the labyrinth, the maze, the wonder that I don't know how I got myself into. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you enjoy.